Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed.
Take me home tonight. I don't let you go to see the light. Take me home tonight.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I am here with young actor Matthew Burns. And he is starring in a brand new production right here in Long Island at the Madison Theater at Molloy College. And it's called Two Tickets to Paradise. And I'm here with young Matthew, and he's going to tell my audience what this musical production is really all about.
Hi, Cognac. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
So, Two Tickets to Paradise is the musical adaptation of the life of Eddie Money, talking about his beginnings, coming from born and raised actually in New York, Long Island, and then making the move over to California at the height of the 1960s, 1969 Summer of Love, and his beginnings from there, trying to create his career. And talks about, the origin of a lot of his songs, especially Two Tickets to Paradise.
Yes.
Right.
One of his very famous numbers that he received critical acclaim. I
Right.
mean, a wonderful song.
Yeah, and one of my favorites, actually,
Yes.
and a lot of people's favorites,
Yes. No, that's not my favorite,
No?
though. No.
Well, actually, I like Give Me Some Water, too.
I
actually.
like
Yeah.
Take Me Home Tonight.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that song.
Love that
That's
song.
fantastic song. But I want to get into more about you as an actor.
Sure.
Now, tell my audience how you found out about this particular role.
That goes back to, actually, my college years. Well, I went to Five Towns College over in the Dix Hills area, and when I was there, that was the first time that Two Tickets to Paradise was going to be shown.
Really?
That was back in around '09, and I was there present at the time. Now, I wasn't in the show then, but I was good friends, and also he was also my teacher, John Blen.
The director.
The director, yes, he worked there as well, and I knew him very well. And then what had happened was that show back in '09, came and went, and then.
So they were kind of testing it out already.
Right. They were testing it out, and it went very well. And then what happened was, I kept in touch with John over the years, and basically, when I had talked to him, a couple months back, he was telling me about the show and everything. He's like, "You want to come down to the audition?" Absolutely. And that's basically how it went. So I had basically gone. He had told me all about it, and I just went and did my best, and here I am.
And here you are. Now, was the audition process, was it difficult? Did you have to go through many audition processes before you got the role?
Well, I went through about it was about 2 auditions, but it was
It was pretty simple. I've heard actors tell me they go sometimes on 10 auditions before they actually are told that they got the part.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I interviewed well, it was a while ago when I interviewed her, but the actress that was in Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever?
And she told me she went through many audition processes before she got the role. Something like 10 audition processes.
I believe it, and I myself, now I had worked for, just quick aside, I worked for Disney Cruise Lines for a good 9 months.
I was about to ask you about your past acting experiences.
Yeah. And when I had gone to that audition, it was like a good 4 or 5 auditions for to get hired for that. So yes, I believe it.
Yeah, that's so frustrating to go through all those, and then you don't get it, and then it's even worse. But that's the life of an actor.
Yep.
Right?
No, it's true. It's true. That's true.
So tell my audience, why did you want to get into show business? What's got you on started on the role of that? What was there a life thing that happened to you that made you want to become an actor?
Well, it's a great question, and I guess I'd have to say, in a way, I've always been performing. My parents would tell me stories that I would like, I would like watch TV or watch a movie, and I would like imitate the characters very well. I would hear music and I'd start humming in the back seat, and my parents said I would carry such a great tune and everything. And
So you sing too.
I act, I sing, I dance.
Oh, so you're a triple act.
I try to be. I try and do as much as I can.
Back in the day, that was the deal. You had to be a triple act. You had to sing, dance, and act to be in show business.
Still that way. It's still that way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, to get as many jobs as possible, you want to have, the triple threat.
The triple threat.
Yeah,
That's the saying. Oh, see, a young man like that, he still knows those old-fashioned sayings. they stand the test of time. Now, where can we go to find out more information about you as an actor? Do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook page?
Well, I do have a Facebook page. Yes, you can find me at Matthew Burns, Facebook.com. Now, since you bring it up, looks like I'm going to be starting up a Twitter sometime very soon, and also an Instagram. Yes, and try and start doing all.
What about
those things.
website? No.
Oh, website? Yeah, I think it's time for me to make one. I got to tell you, it's a little expensive to make those.
But after this, maybe,
yeah, definitely, absolutely.
You should do it.
I think so. Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I make a Twitter, I'll come find you, all right?
If it goes to Broadway.
I'm definitely making a Twitter.
If it goes to Broadway, darling, this young man will be Matthew Burns, www.matthewburns.com.
Yep, that's it.
Well, thank you very much, darling, for that wonderful interview. And as we say in show business, break a leg.
Break a leg.
Give me a kiss.
Mwah.
And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews coming up. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Take me home tonight. I don't let you go to see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I am here with actress Helen Proimos. And she's also starring in the production, the musical production, 2 Tickets to Paradise at the Madison Theater at Molloy College. And she is playing Eddie Money's mother. What a fabulous role.
I know. How lucky am I? I'm playing Dottie Mahoney.
Dottie Mahoney, which is actually Eddie Money's real name.
Yes.
Eddie Mahoney was his real name. Now, tell my audience, how did you find out about this role?
Well, John Blenn had an ad online, and I went to the audition, and I read for it, and I didn't hear back. So I really kind of forgot about it, and then I received a message sometime later to come to a meeting, and I wasn't really sure what it was about, if it was just a meeting or if it was a callback. I didn't know. I went, and I wasn't sure if Eddie would be there or not, and I said, well, maybe Eddie Money will be there too, so I was going to go no matter what. Because
was your heart pitter-pattering about because he was such a sexy rocker in his day?
Well, I
he
love
still
Eddie
is
Money.
sexy,
I've always been a fan, but I didn't know if he would be there or what the situation was, but it was an acting job, and I was involved, I wanted to go to...
Right, of course.
I was in a message to come to the meeting. So I went, and ironically, I thought that I was early, and I'm sitting outside waiting in my car, and I said, I'm going to go in even if I'm early. And when I went in, I actually was late because everybody was there.
Oh, my goodness.
So when I sat in, I took the closest chair, and I sat down, and I was sitting next to Eddie Money. And I saw John Blenn at the head of the table, and he said, I'll fill you in quickly. This is Helen, and I'll fill you in on what we've been saying at the meeting. And long story short, they said, John said, I think you have the role, but we didn't hear you sing, Helen. Could you sing something for us right now?
Oh, my God.
So here I am. Thank you very much, John Blenn, sitting next to Eddie Money, and I have to, stand
now
up
you
and
have to
sing a song.
sing.
So what do I know by heart? I know a lot of songs, and I said, what would be good for right now? Love Petula Clark, so I did a Petula Clark song, and I got the role.
Fabulous.
Yes, yeah,
Now,
I was really excited. And no, but then I had another complicated because I had just gotten a lead in a play, which I hadn't had when I auditioned initially. But John said, Helen, we could work around that because we're not ready to do it yet. And thank goodness I was able to do that show and get right onto this. So
how exciting for you to play this role.
I'm on cloud nine. And let me tell you about the music in the show.
Okay.
This show is a performer's dream because not only do you have Eddie Money's hits, the rock music, but you have his new songs that are wonderful. They're Broadway style, but they're still hip. And the whole story is so with it. It's the story of his life. It's the American dream. He took a shot. He loved his whole family. That's the thing. He really loved his family. His family loved him.
I was reading about that.
And when he left to pursue his dream, it was hard for him. It was a real tug of war. And he did. He struggled.
He persevered. And he did.
And he did it. He's the American dream.
He certainly is.
A blue-collar worker. He was
But enough about him. I want to know more about you, darling. That's why you're sitting here, too.
Okay.
I want to know this role that you are playing, his mother. How much are you like the real Mrs. Mahoney? How much are you more? Are you blonde like her? Or is there similarities? Is there a reason why they chose you besides your acting ability?
I think there's a similarity in my appearance. I do look something like Eddie Money, although I'm the boy Matt Burns, who's playing the part, is playing the younger version of him. But I think it probably has more to do, aside from the look, is the love connection and the emotion and the playing
chemistry.
that out. Yeah.
Now, Helen, I heard that you're going to be singing a fabulous new song that no one has ever heard before. Tell my audience what that song is.
Yes, it's called "I'll Always Want the World for You," and it really explains Eddie's situation of him leaving to go off to California, the way his parents felt about him leaving, the way he felt about leaving his brothers, and not his brothers, he didn't have any, his sisters, and it's how the mother loved him so much that she always wanted the world for him,
Oh my God! I cannot wait to see this play.
Plus, she had another son, an older son that was in Vietnam. So the woman is losing Eddie to go up to California to follow his dream, and she has a son in Vietnam as well.
So it's like tearing her heart out.
And a husband that's not happy about any of this.
Yeah, it's tearing her heart out. So did you find the role to be challenging?
Yeah, the role is challenging because it's very emotional. It's very emotional because a lot of it, she calls to Eddie, please come home. I can't take this. Your brother's gone, and I'm worried about you. Your father's upset. You've left the police department, and please come home to me, and the family and your little sisters.
Oh my God, wonderful. I want you to tell my audience where we could go to find out more information about the play. What is the website?
Well, the play itself, I don't know that it has a website, but you can see a lot of information about it on my website that I have for my public access TV show that I have, Stage Screen and In Between with Helen, and that's www.stagescreenandinbetween with Helen, and I have information up on there.
And we could also find out information if we go to Eddie Money's website, www.eddiemoney.com. And I want to thank you, Helen, for that wonderful interview. I know you're going to be fabulous in this production, and I cannot wait to find out more about it. And I can't wait to see you on Broadway. I know it's going to make it to Broadway. And as we always say, break a leg. Thank you so much, Helen.
Thank you, baby.
And we'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up with Eddie Money, legendary rocker. Big champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.